Warren, in some respects, it's a job done, but there's a lot to pick out of that performance.
Yeah, no, happy with the bonus point. If someone said you'd had 10 points from the first 2 games, we were pretty happy with that. Look, there were aspects of today we've probably have gone in there and probably tried to play a little bit too much rugby early on and didn't play a bit more territorial, be a bit more direct. But there's some of those players haven't had a lot of rugby and making that many changes with a short turnaround. So I just spoke to them in the change rooms and said, look, job done. We got the 5 points, so we can be happy with that. And just for some players to be honest about their own performance and where they can improve as well. And
13 changes. Did any of the players out there stake a claim in your eyes for a spot in the team to face Australia?
Yeah, it's a little bit early to be making decisions on that in terms of when we go with the review. We'll look at that. I mean, I thought Rio Dyer was good in the air. I thought he worked really hard. Probably a couple of times when he's tried to force a pass and maybe should have held on to it, but he gives you 100%, and he's definitely improved in certain areas of his game, and I just thought his aerial stuff was excellent today.
Gareth?
Warren, how is Tommy Reffel, and how impressive was it with Jack Morgan to step in like that and play like that?
Yeah, it was a decision we only made just before kick-off, really. Tommy said his calf was a bit tight. I think he was still quite keen to take the field, but if he had pulled that calf, then that would have been his World Cup over. So, so to put Jack in as a straight replacement with very limited preparation from this week, I thought he was good. Yeah.
Over here.
Hi Warren. Where does that rank in terms of some of the birthday presents that you've had ahead of tomorrow?
It's not easy at the moment sitting in the box. It's a little bit stressful, but the message at half time was that it was 21 minutes ball and play time at half time, so we'd kind of done that job in terms of trying to take their feet away from them in terms of they'd thrown everything at us in that first half, that first sort of 20 minutes, and probably they didn't have the same sort of opportunities in the second half in terms of putting us under that sort of pressure, but we probably didn't help ourselves as well in terms of managing that. So we sat there, we were just conscious of how important for us to get that bonus point at the end, and the one that was ruled as a non-try with Tom Francis, I'm looking at that and going, he just stopped and stood still, so I don't know where he's supposed to go in that situation when he's actually in front of the ball. So that was a little bit frustrating, but we've regrouped, and when we've run hard and won those collisions, that's when we looked dangerous, and then probably at times we're a little bit lateral. But like I said, it's good that we've given everyone in the squad an opportunity and some rugby, and so we got a little bit more time in terms of preparation before Australia, and then we can start sort of focusing and looking forward to that.
And just quickly on that game, do you expect Henry Thomas to be in contention for that as things stand?
Well, he didn't take part in the warm-up today, so probably the next 24, 48 hours we'll just see how that hamstring is with him, and whether he's in contention.
Dewi, there was quite a bit of talk about how many sevens players that Portugal had and how they like to move the ball wide at every opportunity. Were you surprised at how physical they were and how many mistakes they forced as well?
No, I don't think we were very surprised, because we've done our homework on the team that we're facing. We understood what they were going to bring to the table from a physicality standpoint, and in terms of, I think Gat spoke in the week about them being a mini Fiji in terms of offload game, and they've got players who want to snipe, who want to run. Their scrum half and 15 are dangerous in open play. So I think we understood the task that was ahead of us and what Portugal would bring. In terms of the physicality, I think we won that battle, over 80 minutes. And I think they spoke about our physicality in the week, and I think we proved tonight that we are a physical team, and I think we've shown it over 2 games now, and it's what's expected of us now.
Hi Warren, obviously after the Fiji win you'd spoken a lot about that sort of last 13 minutes. What was your take on sort of how the last 10 to 15 minutes went today?
Yeah, look, there's a couple of lineouts we lost, but I thought we controlled that in the game with some scrums, and we were conscious that there was opportunities that potentially we could have gone for the post and taken threes, but we didn't do that. We kept Portugal down their end and squeezed them. We had a couple of calls that went against us in terms of a couple of knock-ons, which didn't help sort of that momentum and things. But no, it was much better control towards the end of that game.
And Dewi, congratulations, winners captain. Obviously you were the man in charge today, but at short notice you had your squad co-captain on the field with you. I'm just wondering how that relationship went today, having both of you on the field.
Yeah, it's always great to be, with Jack and have him on the field. Obviously, gutted for Tommy having to pull out in the warm-up. It's never how you want, anyone to be removed from a game, I guess, and Jack having to step in. But like I said, I think he was great stepping in today on short notice, and it's always great taking the field with him and having him to talk to around things as well.
Chris?
Warren, try-saving tackle from Talupi and an 83rd minute try. Can you just talk about his growing influence now he's getting back to the Talupi we know?
Yeah, I think it was tough on him. We know that he's not a player that, say, probably the best example is someone like a Richie McCall could be out for 6 months and then step straight into the top level international rugby. And with Talupe, the more game time he has and a string of a run of games, he gets better. And that's why after last week, even with the short turnaround, we wanted to give him some more rugby. And I thought, he did some really good things today. And I think, he'll continue to get better with more rugby fitness. He's worked hard. But the unfortunate thing was that with that hard work he had done, then he had a calf injury, and that didn't sort of it set him back a little bit. So he made some good decisions in terms of that tackle, and obviously scoring that try at the end of the game, hit and spin, and probably not many people would have been able to score that from that situation.
Hi Warren, maybe not for your nerves, but how good has it been for rugby as a whole, do you think, to see teams like Portugal playing well? We saw Uruguay go very well against France in the night.
Yeah, I thought Uruguay were outstanding. It was great, and it's brilliant for the game. It's probably, we've seen a couple of blowouts, but, we've seen, I think it's fantastic with Portugal sort of, I thought they played well tonight and showed a lot of enterprise, and then you could argue that Uruguay were pretty unlucky in a few situations as well. So we were aware of that, and maybe I think it's important that we continue from a rugby perspective, continue to help develop these tier 2 nations, and maybe there might be a situation where we're able to increase the number of teams in the World Cup to say 24, and then I think that would continue to help grow the game, and that's an important aspect, because you don't want the top tier nations dominating World Cups. You want upsets, and as long as I'm not a part of it, so and I think it's a real positive, going forward, and to see teams competing and pushing other teams close.
Okay, one here at the front. This will be the last question in English, and I will take one Welsh question at the end for Dewi.
Okay. Warren, will you be watching Fiji in Australia on your birthday?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it was a bit of a birthday present. It came early. Yeah.
Okay, apologies to the interpretation service. We are going to take a question in Welsh.
Dewi, just cwbl o ran BBC Cymru. Beth oedd y teimladau wedi'r gêm a pa mor, beth oedd wrth wraidd, pam gaethoch chi fe'n anodd chi'n credu am brydiau yn ystod y gêm yna heddi?
Ganta, miss, hello. Yeah, of course, ni'n ymwybodol fod nhw'n tîm sydd yn eisiau chwarae rygbi, maen nhw eisiau dadlwytho'r pêl, maen nhw'n dda gyda pêl yn dwylo. Mae ddim yn rhywbeth fod oedd yn sioc i ni. Ond credu beth oedd sioc i ni oedd sut gymaint roedd nhw eisiau chwarae gyda'r pêl. Roedd y bôl pêl ddim allan o'r cae. Ball in play time rhyw 21 munud yn y hanner cyntaf. Ond y peth bwysica i ni oedd gael y pwynt bonus a gweld y gêm mas a ni di wneud hynna heno, ond wrth gwrs mae llawer o pethau gweithio arno.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for the end of the conference.
We've got mixer opening in about 5 minutes. Down the corridor on your left, I'm sure the volunteers will show you.